Hillary Clinton, you may have noticed, has been on the defensive about Harvey Weinstein. He, of course, contributed to her campaign, gave $250,000 to the Clinton Foundation, held a fundraiser for her. She says she's shocked and appalled by the mounting sexual assault and sexual harassment allegations against the movie mogul, except it took her 6 days to be shocked and appalled. She said nothing for that period of time while she apparently was trying to figure out what to do. This was exactly the kind of sort of hyper-cautious approach that she showed during the campaign, rather than having the instincts to weigh right in when everybody wanted to know what she was going to say about it. So now she's continuing her book tour. She's in Britain. She did an interview with the BBC, and this is really remarkable. Naturally, she gets asked about Weinstein. Naturally, she's shocked and appalled. The Clinton Foundation has already spent the money that Weinstein donated, but she might, she told CNN, make a comparable donation to a charity. But then she tried to pivot, and this is fascinating. So she says, yeah, this is terrible, Harvey Weinstein, but we all must recognize this behavior can't be tolerated anywhere. Entertainment, politics. After all, says Hillary Clinton, we have someone admitting to be a sexual harasser in the Oval Office. So she's trying to turn the controversy from Harvey Weinstein to Donald Trump. Now, everyone remembers a year ago there was the Access Hollywood tape, chatting with Billy Bush, talking about grabbing women. Candidate Trump said that that was just locker room talk. Around that time, a number of women came out with allegations against Donald Trump, saying he'd either harassed them or groped them, all of which he denied. So it's not quite right to say that he's admitted being a sexual harasser, and to make a comparison between that and Harvey Weinstein, who's now been accused by no less than 5 women of rape and others of all kinds of physical touching and exposing himself, masturbating. I mean, you know the drill by now, more than 30 women. It just shows you that Hillary Clinton is still not done, trying to continue her campaign against President Trump, and trying to get out from under being tarred with the brush of being associated with, taking money from, being a friend of Harvey Weinstein, to turn it against the president. But elephant in the room, when she talks about a sexual harasser in the Oval Office, there was a recent president who actually engaged in that kind of behavior, and it was her husband, who got impeached over it for lying about what he did with Monica Lewinsky. You know, put aside all the other allegations, Paula Jones, Kathleen Willey, Juanita Broderick. There was a whole list of women. He was thoroughly investigated over Monica Lewinsky, somebody he had great authority over, an intern, later a staffer elsewhere. Doesn't that qualify as sexual misconduct, as sexual harassment? So naturally, the BBC presenter asked about this in a follow-up question, and Hillary Clinton said, well, you know, all that had been litigated. That was the subject of a huge investigation, as you might recall, in the late 90s, and there were conclusions drawn, and that was clearly in the past. So it was old news, she says. That's all she's got. She's not denying it. She says, oh, yeah, well, my husband, that's true. But that's a long time ago. All right, now, she's not running for anything. She's never going to run for office again. President Trump tweeted, I hope she runs again in 2020. That clearly that's not happening. So she doesn't have to make a comment on any of this, but if she's going to be on a book tour and talk about Weinstein and try to turn the sexual accusations against President Trump, of course she's going to be asked about the 42nd president of the United States. And it just seems like, given what she went through, I'm not blaming her for what her husband did, but given that that is part of our country's recent history not that long ago, you would think that Clinton would be a little more cautious about trying to blame Donald Trump, when the very next question that any journalist is going to ask would be, what about the president that you were married to?